Hello everyone, it is Shroomraver here, and today, once again, I have something just a little bit different for you. We're back on Showdown, after a few videos that didn't involve it, but for the first time, I am bringing VGC to my channel. I've been messing around with some fairly stupid teams. What I have here is my latest creation, which is based sort of around a pairing of Lucario and Mega-Blastoise, which I'll get into as we go on. I've also, as you can see, got the rest of the team there: Gardevoir, Aegislash, Zapdos and Infinite. Now, I don't know anything about VGC. I watch a few people doing it. You know, I watch Jedi Carter and CG, of course, VGCG, when he does it, but I really don't know much about it, so I don't know what my opponent, D Toledo, is going to be bringing, but I'm going to be leading off with Lucario and Blastoise, and in the back, you see I have mastered some of the lingo, in the back I will have Zapdos and Infinite. So let's see what happened. He leads off with Lopunny and with Aegislash, as I lead, as I say, with Lucario and Blastoise. Now, the plan here is for Blastoise to go for Fake Out on whatever threatens Lucario the most, so that Lucario can put off its party piece. Unfortunately, as you'll see, Lopunny has the same idea. As I'm Mega, he goes for a Fake Out of his own. It's actually not that big of a problem, because Lucario can still go for this role play as Shadow Ball comes in on Blastoise. Now, the thing is, I was breeding up some Lucarios, and I was looking at the moveset going, my goodness, this moveset is very similar to Mega Blastoise and Clawitzer. I wonder if there's a way of getting Mega Launcher onto Lucario. And, you know, it turns out that Lucario learns roleplay, which is fantastic. The plan is, Blastoise fakes out the threat, Lucario goes for roleplay, gaining Mega Launcher. The opponents then tend to either get scared and double into Lucario, or they will just try and take out the Blastoise so that it's no longer a threat anymore. The latter is what happens here, but just to be safe, I go for Protect on Lucario. As Aegislash goes for a King Shield, Lopunny actually goes for the Encore on Lucario, but of course I do have to Protect. This allows Blastoise to go for Icy Wind, and what that allows me to do, the second turn that I like to do, Lucario Protect, Blastoise Icy Wind. This lowers the speed of anything that it hits, and allows Lucario to pretty much outspeed any given Pokemon on the field. In this case, Lopunny is now outsped by Lucario, which allows me to take it out with that Mega Launcher boosted Aura Sphere, which is just beautiful. Blastoise going for the Scald on the Aegislash, who is going to go for a Shadow Ball into Blastoise, who tanks the hit. Now, here comes Manectric, and what is about to begin is a game of cat and mouse between Manectric and Lucario, or indeed my team as a whole. Because I'm going to go for Protect here, knowing that these Manectrics can carry Fire-type moves, and kind of allowing Blastoise just to go down. So this is exactly what's going to happen. Lucario is going to go for the Protect, Aegislash, I believe, is going to go for a Shadow Sneak on Blastoise, and Manectric does indeed go for the Flamethrower on Lucario. So, what's going to happen here, I'm going to go out into Infinite, knowing that I need this combination to take down Manectric. I no longer have a way of reducing my opponent's speed, so what I need to do is Fake Out with Infinite on the Manectric, and then go for that powerful Aura Sphere from Lucario, because I really don't fear the Aegislash at all. Not at all. Unfortunately, it's not quite going to work out, because as you'll see, Manectric has protected its own, as Aegislash goes for the King Shield. Infinite goes for the Fake Out, and Lucario the Aura Sphere, but unfortunately Manectric is of course protected from all that. So at this point I go for Protect on Lucario, but my opponent nicely sees what my pattern is doing, goes for the Shadow Sneak Volt Switch combo on Infinite, which I do live. In comes the Articuno, but I do at this point go for the Fire Punch, which Articuno is not going to take favourably. At this point, I figure that the Aegislash is probably going to want to go for a King Shield, so I'm going to try and take out this Articuno, but he's going to switch out, go back into the Manectric to get the Intimidate on the Infinite. I actually pull a switch of my own into the Zapdos, as Lucario goes for the Dark Pulse into the Articuno. Shadow Sneak on Zapdos, not going to do too much. I probably should have gone for an Aura Sphere there. I had nothing to lose by doing so. It just makes things a bit more difficult for me in the long run. So at this point I try and switch things up. I've been going for this sort of cycle of protect, attack with Lucario, and I figure he's probably going to want to double into the Zapdos, so I don't go for protect on Lucario. Unfortunately, he just goes straight for the flamethrower, and that's Lucario gone. As Zapdos goes for the Tailwind. Now, in comes Infernape. Unfortunately, the Manectric's going to protect on my Mach Punch, allowing the Aegislash to take out Infernape with a Shadow Sneak, as Zapdos goes for the Heat Wave, which doesn't take out the Aegislash. It leaves it with a sliver of health and gets it its weakness policy. Now, it's Zapdos versus the world. However, the Tailwind is going to be crucial because it means he can only take me out with any kind of priority. I outspeed the rest of his team. And as you can see, even with the weakness policy, Shadow Sneak will not be doing enough. I can go for the Heat Wave, hit it on both, take out Manectric and Aegislash, and now all he has left is that Articuno, which I would outspeed even without the Tailwind. So after a close game, I'm able to go for the Thunderbolt, take out the Articuno, and that'll be good game to D Toledo. So, got the second battle here against Growlron383, and immediately looking at the team, I can see that Lucario could potentially have a field day if I play my cards right. Looking obviously like a sand team, so I'm thinking the T-Tar is going to be opening things up. So I'm going to lead with my usual lead of Lucario and Blastoise. Going to be bringing Gardevoir and Infernape in the back as support. So we open up, he leads with Gallade and indeed the T-Tar, as I lead with Lucario and with Blastoise. Now I'm going to do my standard thing of going for the Fake Out with Blastoise, as he actually is going to pull the switch into Magnezone. So Blastoise is going to fake out his Hulk Gallade. He doesn't Mega, so he doesn't get the Steadfast, as I go for the Roleplay and Hulk flinches. So first, straight off the bat, I pulled off the Roleplay. Blastoise has managed to negate any threat first turn that Gallade would pose to Lucario. So, thinking obviously now that Lucario is going to be targeted by the Gallade who still outspeeds, I'm going to pull off part 2 of the setup, which is for the Blastoise to go for the Icy Wind and Lucario to go for the Protect, predicting the attacks from Gallade. So, here's what happens. Lucario is going to go for the Protect as the Sandstorm does its thing, and the Gallade does indeed go for the Close Combat on Lucario. What this allows Blastoise to do is go for the Icy Wind. It doesn't hit the Magnezone, but that doesn't matter, because Blastoise can tank a hit from that Magnezone. So, Hulk speed is down, Lucario now outspeeds. So, the plan is to target the Hulk. Gonna go for the Dark Pulse, which is unstabbed and neutral, but still does huge damage, and the Justified boost doesn't matter because I can take it out with Blastoise, who now outspeeds. So, in here is the Tyranitar and Gengar. Now, I'm going to do exactly what I did before, assuming he's going to be wanting to target that Lucario. I'm going to go for Protect and Icy Wind, once again trying to lower the speed, this time of that Gengar. The T-Tar I'm not afraid of. So, here's what's going to happen. Protect with Lucario, as the Gengar goes for the Willow, which of course I'm protected from. Blastoise goes for the Icy Wind, and now once again the threat is of a lower speed than Lucario now, as the Ice Beam into Lucario, again I'm protected. So what's going to happen now is Lucario is going to go for the Dark Pulse, outspeeding the Gengar and taking out with that Mega Launcher Dark Pulse, as Blastoise finally is going to go down, but not after scalding for some big damage on the T-Tar. So down goes Blastoise. I'm going to bring in my Infernape, as once again on the other side in comes the Magnezone. What's going to happen here is I believe the Magnezone was Magnet Pull, but I didn't want to take the risk of him like pulling the Sash out of nowhere. So once again, not being afraid of the T-Tar in the slightest, I am going to go for the Fake Out Aura Sphere combo on the Magnezone. So Fake Out the Magnezone, and the Aura Sphere is going to decimate that Magnezone. It didn't stand a chance. I was pretty certain he was going to Aqua Tail my Infernape, but I am of course Sash myself. So at this point I can just go for the Quick Guard with Infernape, which allows Lucario to net the 4th KO out of 4 for my team, taking down the Tyranitar and taking the game. So, that was the second game against Growron 383, really allowing Lucario to showcase its party piece and its subsequent power against a team which it was fairly strong against from the outset. So, that is going to be the second game, and indeed that is going to tie things up for this video. So, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. I do want to be experimenting a bit with this team and VGC, you know, in the future. I need to learn a bit more about it. I need to improve, obviously. But that's for the future, you know, and we'll get there. So, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I guess I will see you all next time. Laters!